It's about time. Let's get started with our session. So, good morning, everyone. We'll be talking about Microsoft Call Queues, features, functionalities. What is the functionalities of the core queues app, of the core call queues, and then what the functionality is with the queues app, what licensing is required when we are using the PSTN side of the configuration, what licensing are required for the end users, for your agents who are part of the Queues app. In terms of Microsoft Queues app, it's a light version of a contact center. It provides you all the functionality which a typical contact center would be able to provide you, but there are certain integrations which are missing, certain features which are not working. We'll talk about all those things, and we'll do a deep dive first via a video, and then we'll also do a deep dive with a demo from my Teams app, which I have the functionality configured already. Something about me: my name is Satish Upadhyaya. I work at Momentum Telecom as a Microsoft Global Architect, based out of Toronto. Those are some of my Twitter handle or the X handle, as well as LinkedIn. Thank you to all the sponsors. Without them, the event would have not been possible. So in the ballroom as well, there are a lot of sponsors. They have their booth. I would highly recommend everyone to visit their booth in the next 2 days. That's what I have on the agenda. Something about what Teams Phone is. We'll talk about Teams Phone, understanding what licensings are required in Teams Phone, what licensing are required for the Queues app. We'll talk about all those things. Like a couple of videos around how the Queues app would be working from the Microsoft perspective, and then we look at in production how the Queues app would work in my demo tenant as well. Something about my experience: I've been working 12 years with telephony, more around Microsoft Teams. Prior to that, Link, Skype for Business, OCS. So I've been helping customers in their Teams journey. And then more of my experience is around the regulated countries like India, China, where telco regulations are much more stricter for Teams voice deployment. I'm based in Toronto, working for Momentum Telecom as a global architect. I do work with a lot of state and local governments and education customers as well to help in their migration journey towards Teams. The QR code is a link towards my LinkedIn profile. So in case if you want to connect, you can definitely find it. Apart from this, I am a Microsoft Teams MVP as well for Microsoft Teams, as well as Microsoft 365 Copilot. So if you have any questions around those, we can definitely discuss during the session, after the session, all those things. So what is Microsoft Teams Voice? What is the Microsoft Teams PSTN capability? To be able to make PSTN call from Teams application. The dial pad that you're seeing on your extreme right is what you would be able to make a Teams call from. What licensing are required for to be able to make PSTN call? One, the base license would be your E3, E1, E5, or G1, G3, G5, or A1, A3, A5. Those are your base licenses, either for a user. For a Teams Room, you would have Teams Room Basic or Teams Room Pro licenses. And the third license that you will have on the main account type would be the shared device license as well. So those are the three different variants of your main account licensing. Then E5, G5, A5 has the Teams Phone standard by default included into it. And in case if you have any other licensing, you can add on the Teams Phone standard license as well. Apart from that, you would need a dial tone. For dial tone, you would require to have either a Microsoft calling plan or Operator Connect or Teams Phone Mobile or direct routing solution. Microsoft calling plan comes in directly from Microsoft. It's a license. You assign it to a user account, assigned with a DID and a 911 address. You're all set, and the user can start making phone calls. Operator Connect, you would have to reach out to your respective operator for their services and sign up with their agreements, and then you can have everything managed from your Teams admin center for Operator Connect as well. Same thing happens on Teams Phone Mobile. Teams Phone Mobile is a solution where you can have the same phone number on your Teams application as well as on your mobile app. So you'll have one eSIM based service on your mobile app where you can use that as your work phone number as well. Direct routing, it has two variants of it. One is you host it as a customer, you host it in your data center or your office premises, or an operator hosts it in their data center or in their cloud. So those are the direct routing. Has much more other requirements, like you would have to have an on-prem based session border controller or a hosted session border controller. All those things would be required for direct routing, and then you still require to have a PSTN at the back end, like a PSTN carrier. It could be any of the carriers that you are leveraging right now, or it could be some different carrier that you want to prefer up for your Teams solution. So that's how the overview for Teams phone capability looks like when you're using the Queues app or when you're using the call queue. As such, you don't need any, you only need the dial tone provider and Teams phone resource account. So if you're using core functionality from the call queue, you need only Teams phone resource account, phone number coming in from any of the carriers or Microsoft calling plan. But when you're using the Queues app, for your supervisor as well as for your agent, you need to have Teams premium subscription as an add-on to leverage Queues app. That's one of the requirements for Queues app as such. Since I've been working with most of the customers, call queue app or call queues have different terminologies, whether you're coming in from Cisco, whether you're coming in from Avaya, or coming in from Zoom platform. It has different names. That's the first point, where it was called as different names, like the call routing groups or call waiting system, all those kind of a functionality. A call queue app or a call queue basically is providing you with the functionality of managing your incoming phone calls. How the incoming phone call gets routed, that's what it does as such. That's what it does, how your incoming call gets routed to your agents. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 25. There's no such limits on the number of agents that you will have, but how the call is being handled and how the call is being delivered to them. All the functionalities that I have listed here is the functionality that the call queue provides out of the box. You don't need Teams premium licenses for all this functionality. The latest of them was the callback feature, which was added, where if you are calling in any of the contact center support, or if you're calling in on any of the phone line and you're waiting, you can receive a callback. Most requested feature was added about 2 months ago itself into the callback feature functionality. How does it happen? How does it works? We'll look in when we jump into the Teams admin center, how the functionality works as well. Reporting analytics, basic reporting analytics is available, but that's not much enough. But when you go into the Teams Queues app, or basically the Queues app, you would see more advanced level of analytics, and functionality is getting improved day by day. Roadmap is there on the reporting and analytics perspective. We'll talk about the roadmap, how it's happening as well. Overflow handling, agent distribution has been there for since the start of the call queue capabilities, wait time, and call routing. So we'll talk about all those when we get into the Teams app as such. Any questions before I move to the video demo? Okay, that's all good.
As customer care continues to evolve, every customer-facing professional, from sales to service, requires tools designed to meet their changing needs. Introducing the Queues app for Microsoft Teams. A powerful addition to your team's experience that extends the customer engagement capabilities of your organization. With the Queues app, your team can collaboratively handle customer calls quickly and easily within the flow of work. Users can monitor and respond to calls in their queues directly in Teams, eliminating app switching for seamless call handling. Built-in call controls enable more collaborative care, leading to faster resolution and happier customers. And users can make outgoing calls on behalf of the queue they are working on. But it's not just about calls. The Queues app gives leads the flexibility to assemble and manage teams and prioritize call queues. Whether opting in or opting out users, or utilizing delegated admin capabilities, they can optimize the experience according to performance and business needs. With the ability to monitor and coach users within the app, leads can boost competence and confidence. Additionally, real-time and historical reporting provide metrics that give users and leads insights needed to ensure quality customer care. No matter who you are in the company, every interaction shapes the customer experience. Let's make it extraordinary. Connect with your Microsoft representative today to learn how you can be part of this revolution.
Got rolled out last week, so that's available as well. You can use those functionalities. The supervisor can barge in or whisper. All those functionalities is available as well. We did look at one thing in the video where it stated that the historical report is only available after post-GA. So the historical report is available as well. I'll go into my admin center view and then I'll show you how the historical report looks like within the Queues app. So all those functionalities are available. Whisper Bargain and Monitor has been the requested feature for the Queues app because since this is a light version of it, internal utilization, SMB customers or SMC customers have been using this. Even the enterprise customers are using it. So it's a mix and match where I need to use a full-fledged contact center, where I have to use the light version of the contact center. So that's what the Queues app gives you, a full-fledged flexibility. Any questions till now? Go ahead. Right now, the reporting is, yes, that is 28 days. It is getting expanded. So it would have for full 12 months is what on the roadmap is, right? Yes. The Queues app, to leverage the Queues app as such, you would require the team streaming license, both for the supervisor as well as the base. Right? Unfortunately for the Queues app, no. And I asked the same question last month to the product group that are you planning to release out the APIs? The answer was no. Any other questions? Okay, go ahead. That is on the roadmap that's coming. Yeah, because I did ask when I asked him that, okay, whether you're releasing out the API for wallboard functionality, they said no, because we ourselves is building up those. We will have the wallboard coming out. We'll take questions when we go into the demos as such as well.
Queues app for Microsoft Teams simplifies the admin experience of enabling and managing call queues and auto attendance within your organization. Once you've assigned licenses to users, you can pin Queues app to the left rail in Teams, improving discoverability and access for agents and leads. As an admin, it's easy to add and remove authorized users for call queues and auto attendance, and assign voice application policies. These policies let you manage the changes authorized users can make, including configuring welcome greetings, music on hold, queue hours, call routing rules, agent monitoring, and more. You can even adjust the types of reporting authorized users have access to, including real-time and historical metrics for agents and queues. Queues app gives you the flexibility to configure call queues based on the scope, responsibility, and permissions your teams need. Empower your customer support teams with the enhanced call queue handling of Queues app for Microsoft Teams.
The last video from my overall presentation, and then we jump into that.
Customer engagement is the backbone of a successful organization, as quick resolution of customer questions can drive satisfaction and loyalty. Queues app for Microsoft Teams gives agents the tools to handle customer calls efficiently and collaboratively, all within Teams. Agents can easily view statistics for specific call queues and opt in based upon their availability. Call notifications within Teams alert agents of customer calls. Once calls are answered, Teams Phone can be configured to show relevant customer information from your CRM in a browser pop-out, adding valuable context for the agent. Agents can place outbound calls on behalf of a call queue, so they can show up as a team for customers. With Copilot and Teams Phone, you can further enhance the agent experience, providing insights and next steps, making consultative transfers a breeze. Empower your agents with the collaborative call handling capabilities of Queues app for Microsoft Teams.
Get straight into the so this is okay. This is how your Queues app would look like when you have it in your Teams application. All the queues, if you are managing, monitoring it, or if you are a supervisor for the queues, will show up at the extreme top. This is how your historical report would show up: how many calls came in, how much got abandoned, what was the average answering time, wait. All those details will show up here in your Teams app as such. So you will be able to see all those details. Who are agents of those queues, you would be able to see all those things. Here is your list of all the calls that came in, the calls that got forwarded to your voicemail, the transcript for those voicemails. Everything is within the Teams app. You don't need to go anywhere else for accessing your services. The second important thing was the pop-out of your CRM. That's available as well, but that would be a web browser-based pop-out. So if the contacts are already there in your CRM, it would give that detail back to the agent. So that is there, but a native integration with the CRM is not available. That's the reason why it's a big difference in terms of the functionality when it is coming. You have the dial pad. If someone wants to make a call on behalf of the queue, can make it. That's how it would show up. It's going out as the call of the attendant or of the queues that you define. You would be able to do all those functionalities. This report gets updated immediately as soon as I call in, or if someone calls into the queue. This gets updated and then you get that call immediately onto your Teams app. Let's get one call. Call waiting. I am opted out. The call is waiting into the queue for answering, the longest idle, how much time is the call waiting. All those details gets updated immediately within the Teams app. No one is opted into the queue, so whatever is the configuration that you have in the Queues app would be coming up here. And Again, the report got immediately updated, call got abandoned, no one answered it. The report is good from that perspective, but there are still announcements happening in the back end on getting this report updated. Just 1 minute. Let me just finish up the demo and then we'll get into it. So that's the call coming. I have the call answered, and then I can just do those functionality works. Go ahead. That's the problem right now. It's being worked upon and it's coming up next month. Yep, this is being rolled out. Yep, this is a part of your rollout that's happening this month, where your shared calls or your missed calls are not showing up in the call list. This is the feature being updated because that's the complaint in the Queues app that the customers are being required. It would be available both ways. You'll also have it in the Queues app and also your shared call. So they are adding up a functionality called as shared call history as well. That would be available for your queues, for your shared call, or in case if you give up the delegation permission, you'll also have the delegate calls, even those abandoned calls will show up. Right? Right now, I have given a configuration that it has to be outbound call with this Queues app itself. This number itself would be by default going out. But here itself, you get the drop down for making choose whether you want to call out as your individual number or as a queue. So this will get into the queues, call queue settings, and I'll show you where you program that as well. Any more questions? Go ahead. No. No. The channel, they decided, they made the decision to create the channel experience, but they are not changing it. It's within the queue, call queue configuration. Yes. That's the reason why your naming convention on the resource account has to be really accurate enough when you're making that. Yes, it is adding on the roadmap because since you, the reason why they have to do that because the wallboard capability is what would be customized how I want it, how I want my agent to do it. So that's coming up with the wallboard. Right? It is being supported in June 2021. It is being supported on the mobile app as well as on the Teams desktop side. On the Teams hardcore. Right? And no one has seen it yet. It's still being in the pre-built stage. We haven't seen that coming up yet, but once it is here, we'll have to look at it. Even I haven't seen that yet coming up, how they are putting it on the mobile. What I feel in it, I don't think so. You'll see the dashboard. You'll just be able to receive the calls and answer the call. The dashboard view would not be on the mobile screen because it would be too small. You'll not see the Queues app on the mobile app. Yeah, the call will still ring in, but the queue you cannot opt in. All those functionalities that you have native in your Queues app will not show up. You can answer the call. Something around your historical reporting. You'll be able to see all the historical reporting for your auto attendant call queues, everything embedded into it. And you also have agent side view as well. How many calls every agent took, you'll be able to see, and all those functionalities available. Like I said, it's 28 days being expanded up to more capability. Go ahead. I don't think they have it. No, I don't think so right now. No. Oh, yeah. I know the reports needs an enhancement coming in, but I did not see this one. I'll have to just check with the product guy because he's the one who is handling the Power BI side of the thing. Easier, so we can ask him. For an agent to view this dashboard, you would need a Teams Premium license. No, if you only need the view, correct. So then your supervisor needs it. They'll not be able to see anything at that. The problem with that, the problem if you don't give a Teams Premium license is the shared call history. Right now, it's completely messed up in the call queue. It's on the, they are working upon improving it, but right now it's completely messed up. So that's the reason why they had this added up. I'll show you some more thing that that we have here, which is a part of Teams Premium. Do you see this? I can only look at like take calls, opt in, opt out. Okay, here I'm able to make all the configuration changes into this queue. Every single configuration of the queue, I can manage it from an authorized user perspective. But when you go into, when you don't assign a Teams Premium license, only restricted features are available. So even that policy is different. Opt-in, opt-out is the only one right now. They have an option to customize the one that they are adding up is like a customized after call work that is coming in next month. So that's was being requested because still not up to date in terms of the overall feature. Right? After call work. Partially yes, partially no. So partially correct. The reason why I said partially yes, partially no is some features are part of the core queues and some features are part of your queues app. So that's the reason why it's partial yes and partial no. I'll show you the voice application policies and which policies are part of premium and which policies are part of regular queue. We'll look at that as well. Absolutely. So that they can manage the configurations and the workload on the IT is much more less from the every queue's perspective, because I was looking at the analytics as such, or if you have lot of call queues and auto attendant, one of my customers has 15. For them, for the IT, if there is a snowstorm coming or anything is coming in, to update all of them is not possible. So that's where your authorized user functionality. Yeah. Yep. That doesn't need that's authorized user functionality. Oh yeah. It's much more better you do it from the Teams admin center rather than the PowerShell because it's much more complex than you can do it. It still takes yeah, you can still do it, but customizing the PowerShell. especially for the queues is much more. They are building up the GitHub repository for that one, so that you can do it using that. No, not like a skill-based routing. No. Okay. Not on the team side, but yes, on the security side, you have that. We looked at queues. This is your native call queues in your Teams admin center. Name, resource account, what's the incoming call coming in. If you would have seen the latest update in the Teams admin center, when you're transferring the call, there are two options now. One is resource account and the other one is voice app. The reason for that is, even without resource account, you can still route the call through the voice app. They are trying to get rid of it. They want to get rid of the resource account licensing because it's just used for giving the number, no other functionality. So they are just getting rid of that licensing. It's already complex. This is where you configure your outbound caller ID. Good. Correct. Service threshold, a part of the Teams premium subscription that needs to be there if you want to use it. The service threshold option that you were looking in my app here have that. This is the service threshold dashboard that you are able to see. That's the functionality is being derived from the option. If you want it set as, if it is turned on, if it does not have any value set here, like 1 minute, 5 minutes, you can go from 0 minutes to 40 minutes. If the value is not set by default, even after turning it on, it would not generate the report. You have to have a value set here on the service threshold to get the report generated. Rest all is pretty much the standard which you might have already been using. The Teams option, like the channel, is not going away. They decided to do it, and when they got the feedback from customers and the community, they decided to roll it back. So that functionality will still be remaining, or you'll still have it because most of the customers are using it. Go ahead. No, not yet. We gave them a feedback last week to work upon that, but not yet. Oh yeah, right. That's the reason why we have been asking them to develop the wallboard capability. At least the manager will be able to see on the wallboard. So you'll have the queues, so you can do the channel as well as individual users and groups. All those options. I'll not touch on the rest of the concepts, but I will call back. So I'll just take the question after this one is callback. If there are not enough people in the queue, if the call has been waiting in the queue for a long time, or if there are more number of volumes of call coming in, that's where they can have the callback coming. The callback and the exceptional handling has to go hand in hand. This should be more than what this should be less than what your exceptional handling cases are. So that's one thing that's there. It sends an email to the agent, whichever email distribution group you would be using, sends an email to the group that this person requested a callback. That's the phone number where the callback needs to be made. So that's how the email configurations are right now in terms of the callback function. We did see everything, but we did not see one functionality, which is this. Monitor. You can monitor someone's call, you can barge in. Since Byron is not on any of the call, this gives me from that once the call starts. This is the functionality where you would be able to monitor, whisper, barge, take over. Go ahead. Yeah. If you do monitor, you can enable all three at one go. Yeah. Yeah. Manually, yes. Yes. Once the call starts, you can hit the record button. It's like no, not yet. Not yet. Yes. Still an NDA, but I'll not talk about that yet. But recording options, leveraging Copilot, that's available for the agent right now, not natively for the person. Go ahead. That callback option is part of native call queues. It's not a part of Queues app, so it's available natively. No, you can. You can do whisper, barge, or you can take over the caller. The reason why it's so if you would have seen the video, right next to that monitoring option, right next to it, here you will see a whisper, barge, or takeover option. You'll see it right here. Because right now he's not on the call, you are not seeing that option. We'll talk about that in minutes, because that's a part here. So we'll talk about, let's go into the voice application settings, which would be the major things, and I would answer all of those questions as well. The important thing is, whatever things that you're seeing in preview in this column are the functionality that is being part of your experience. So whichever things that you have it in preview is part of premium. We have already asked them, market has been required option, because it's something that is there. Customers should know that in and out, that this is a part of premium and the other one is not a part of premium. This is what the functionality that you were looking at. Agent monitor notification mode, whether you want to notify your agent or not, is available here. You can turn it off or you can notify. Go ahead. The functionality is GA today as well. That's what is coming. We have already told them the feedback that instead of showing as preview, just show it as Teams Premium. That this requires Teams Premium. Yeah. No, not yet, because those are the certain functionalities that they are still on their roadmap. Because those functionalities are a full-fledged contact center requirement. They have it on their backlog. Getting the Whisper Barge monitor was something that we have been pushing them for almost a year, and that's what they came up released in GA last week. It is on the roadmap, but how much time they'll be taking, no idea on that. Go ahead. Yep, the call will still ring on the agent's desk, or the routing mechanism, how you set it. If it is round robin, if the agent doesn't answer in 15 seconds, the call goes to the next agent. No. To opt in, opt out as a supervisor, you have the functionality here. Apologies, I did not see you. You can opt out an agent as a supervisor. You can opt in the person as well. I can opt out. opt him. So if I see a lot volume of call coming in, I have the functionality. I can opt in, opt out. All those functionalities are available. Right? No, natively on the phone system, it's being taken from that side. Whoever has opted in first goes in first. First in, first out. No, no. Right. No, no. Opt-in, opt-out, the agent options we looked at, reporting options are available. This is the policy that allows the users to start using the Qs app in Teams. You have to add the Qs app separately. Qs app is not natively discoverable in your Teams application. You would have to add it under your Teams app policy. You would have to add it, and you have an option. You can pin it on the side rail, like I have it here. You can pin those in the side rail. Any more questions? Right. No, because the call recording solution that you would be having or that's coming up would use your SharePoint or OneDrive. By default, if you have an enterprise E3, E5, E1, you get 1 TB of space by default. No one knows it. You can request it per user basis. You can request it, and based on your number of licenses you have in your tenant, it can be expanded up to. It can go up to 10, but it's all based on their on Microsoft's availability on right per user, but again that's pulled on the tenant level. So per user level, you have 1 TB by default if you have enterprise license. Still an NDA content, I would not comment anything on that, but that is something. That is something. Is still on the reason why we won't comment on one second. The reason why we won't comment on it because the feature is still being built up. It would be using your SharePoint or OneDrive. That space would be used up. But how Microsoft plans to add it is something that we don't have a visibility. No such limit as per Microsoft best practices. It has to be for nesting, so that whenever the call is being routed from your auto attendant to your call queue, and it reaches to your agent much more faster. The max or best practice perspective, 3 to 4 nesting is good, but there is no limit as that you want to do. Correct? No. They are working on getting the AI embedded into this teams. We'll have to see how that plays up with the overall thing. Certain things that I would want when I have a Qs app right now. Qs app is natively voice. One thing I would want would be a support like that. If you have live chat, if someone would have live chat. The feedback that we have given them is allowing that live chat that's happening on your website or that's happening on any of your bot capability to be escalated into the queues app or to your call queue. That's something that we have given have the feedback, and if that comes in, that will be much more. Contact center on the Dynamics, they expanded up at Enterprise Connect. You would have seen the Enterprise Connect announcement where they have the integration available with Dynamics. If your users are licensed on the team side, you don't need to have a Dynamics until and unless you are using the CRM only capacity. So they have announced that extensibility between Teams and Dynamics. The product group at the end is back end is the same. Yeah, yep, you can do that. It's in preview right now. You will be able to push that calls to Dynamics and 5 contact center providers. One being Landis, who are here. Then there are 4 other providers, not having the name on the list, but there are 4 other providers. Blueware being the second one as well. So you can leverage either the Dynamics contact center or you can use an extended version of the contact center. Right now, round robin, attendant routing, your longest idle based on your presence. If you have been into the queue, so that okay. These are the 4 options that you have. So the attendant routing is blasting the call to everyone at the same time. You'll have everyone answering the call, and then you have, you'll be broadcasting the call to everyone, and then you have longest idle, round robin, and serial route. So all those options are. Yep, and then keeps on going. Correct. The list is no, you cannot predefine those. Yeah, this list. This list is a lot. This first it uses 2 capabilities. One is your list that you define here, and then the presence. It uses both the capability if you have the presence-based routing configuration configured. In the next option, if you have presence-based routing configuration configured, it would use the combination of 2. If it is not, it would then go with the list, how you configure the names in that list. That's in that order. First user, the first preference is channel, second is the user, and then third one is the place. So if no. Go ahead. Yes, you can do that. But that would not be a part of your queues. That has to be a part of your auto attendant because AA would be the one that allows you to route the calls, do the time of day routing, all those functionalities is part of your auto attendant. I have been telling them bring the business hours here in the queues app. That reduces my workload on creating AA in the front and then looping it into a queues. Don't know if they want to do it or not, but that has been a request. No. The only real-time data they are pushing up would be Q's app. The Q's app, they are not planning to expand that out. So I don't see anything. There are partners who've been stating that, okay, we can do real-time, near real-time, 15 seconds. No. Those are being pulled from the presence of the user. Yeah, go ahead. The holidays that you have is part of your auto attendant, not a part of the queues. So if you are routing the call by auto attendant to the call queues, you can have the holiday schedule. No, no. Auto attendant has nothing to do with Teams Premium. That's your native functionality that your Teams phone do. Oh yeah. Even the Microsoft sales get confused with the licensing. Nothing new. Yeah, that's correct. Microsoft has blocked it. No, they have blocked it intentionally. They don't want the external. So if you have your agents in your call queue and they want to forward the call somewhere on the mobile app from the Teams application, that forwarding has been intentionally blocked because then Microsoft does not have a visibility of how you want to poke up those calls, how many calls that needs to be poked to. So that's the major reason why they blocked it up as a functionality. This slide gives you a quick overview of a difference between a native call queues versus what's available in the Queues app. Call queue functionality is native to Teams. Phone system, phone PBX. That has nothing to do with Teams Premium. Queues app is just an advanced version of it. All up to what level of functionality you want to use. Teams Premium. We are talking about Teams Premium and Queues app only. Teams Premium has a lot of other functionality that it comes up. It comes up with Microsoft Places. It comes up with lots of security around your watermarking of your meetings, meeting templates. Although those should have been native to the Teams functionality, but they have put it in Premium. You don't know. Next wave could be your E6 kind of a licensing that could be coming up where you would have your Teams Premium, SharePoint Premium, Copilot, everything bundled into one single license fee. But till then, the premium subscriptions are something that's here to stay. It would be E6 because we always had E2 and E4. Not everyone knows it, but E2 and E4 always existed. Customers had it, they had used it. I know because I've been supporting it since 12 years. E2 was there, E4 was there. That's the reason why E6 would be the next upgrade if that comes in. That's nothing that we know of, even if the talks are happening, because it's something we can't comment on this. But that's the expectation from the community perspective that E6 is coming in sooner than because that's what was there when you had E5. Before E5, when you had E1, E3, and E4 and E2, there were lots of premium subscriptions, and that's the thing heading up. Could be. Could be. I can't comment on that side whether the Copilot would be inclusive or not. It could be a possibility that they might add up like the pay-as-you-go subscription. You never know. Cool. That's what I had to present overall as such. Any more questions? Yeah, go ahead. That's correct. That's the true assumption. And if you would have seen the Enterprise Connect announcement, where if you are using Copilot into your calls, if you transfer the call, you can transfer the summary of the call already that has the Copilot, like the Copilot summary that can be transferred to whichever person you're transferring. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't get a question. 911 is still part of your end user's capability. Now, for having the user enabled on the Qs app, that user has to have an enterprise voice license enabled. So that by default needs you to have 911 embedded into it. So if you call 911, yes, based on the configuration. Yes. When go ahead, and I'll come. That would be your native phone number, not the Qs app number. That would always be a native phone number that would be going out. There is one session which Jamie Stark is doing on 911. I would highly recommend you to go in. He is the guy who handles your entire Teams Admin Center. Anything that's being rolled out in Teams Admin Center from the functionality perspective, he is the one who is building it in the back. So his session is what, and then he's doing a session on 911 as well. So any questions, absolutely feel free to ask him as well. Shoot it on to him. Any more questions? We have 3 more minutes left. Hi, no problem. Yes, you can do that. Without even having a license or without even having a phone number assigned to it, based on the name that you give define onto your resource account. Yeah, you can. Something that we'll have to look up individually, but yes, you can still make that. I did the first session, and I'll also be doing the last session around how you can use shared calling tomorrow. How you can use shared calling and enable your entire organization just with one single DID. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Looking forward to you all joining me there as well. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.